gold. The 79th element on the periodic table of the elements is one of the more recognizable of the bunch. Humans have been decorating themselves with gold since at least 4000 BC. From Eastern Europe to the Middle East to the tombs of Egyptian pharaohs, gold appears throughout the ancient world. A Stone Age woman found buried outside of London wore a strand of gold around her neck. Celts in the 3rd century BC wore gold dental implants. A Chinese king who died in 128 BC was buried with gold-gilded chariots and thousands of other precious objects. Gold has an atomic number 79. Its symbol is a U and its atomic weight is an average 196.9665. At room temperature, gold is a solid. It takes 1064.18 degrees Celsius of heat for gold to melt. And at 2850 degrees Celsius gold boils. Gold is malleable and shiny, making it a good metalworking material. Chemically speaking, gold is a transition metal. Transition metals are unique because they can bond with other elements using not just their outermost shell of electrons, the negatively charged particles that whirl around the nucleus, but also the outermost two shells. This happens because the large number of electrons in transition metals interferes with the usual orderly sorting of electrons into shells around the nucleus. All the gold that makes earrings and cufflinks and electronics components today originated in space, according to a 2011 paper in the journal Nature. A meteor bombardment nearly 4 billion years ago brought 20 billion tons of a gold and precious metal-rich space rock to Earth. Tracing gold's origin back even further takes us into deep space. A 2013 study in the Astrophysical Journal Letters found that all of the gold in the universe was likely birthed during the collisions of dead stars known as neutron stars. Veins of gold mined from the Earth are the result of hot fluids flowing through gold-bearing rock, picking up gold and concentrating it in fractures. Most gold jewelry isn't made of pure gold. The amount of gold in a necklace or ring is measured on the carat scale. Pure gold is 24 carats. Bars of gold kept in Fort Knox and elsewhere around the world are considered to be 99.95% pure, 24-carat gold. As metals are added to gold during jewelry making, the gold becomes less fine and the number of carats drops. For example, 12-carat gold contains 50% gold and 50% alloys by weight. The word carat comes from the carob seed. In ancient Asian bazaars, the seeds were used to balance scales that measured the weight of gold. To keep up with the country's mounting gold reserves, the United States Bullion Depository opened at the Fort Knox U.S. Army garrison in Kentucky in 1937. The first shipment of gold arrived from Philadelphia in trains surrounded by military troops. Fort Knox is framed in steel with walls of concrete. Despite the defense of a 20-ton steel door, a dirty rumor in the 1970s suggested that the gold in Fort Knox was gone. To quell people's fears, the director of the United States Mint guided congressmen and journalists through one room of the vault and its 8-foot-tall stacks of 36,236 bars of gold. Each bar weighs 400 troy ounces according to the U.S. Department of Treasury. 1 troy ounce equals about 1.1 avoirdupois ounces. The entire stockpile now weighs 147.3 million troy ounces, which is worth about $130 billion at today's prices. The inferior mineral nicknamed fool's gold only mimics gold in looks. Pyrite is more common, harder, and more brittle than gold. When crushed into powder, it looks greenish-black, whereas real gold powder is yellow. Pyrite contains sulfur and iron. During World War II it was mined to produce sulfuric acid, an industrial chemical. Today, it is used in car batteries, appliances, jewelry, and machinery. Although fool's gold can be a disappointing find, it is often discovered near sources of copper and gold. A miner who stops digging once they have a piece of pyrite in hand is the real fool. Gold is still used in jewelry, of course, but this element has also gone high-tech. Gold is an excellent conductor of electricity and is very non-reactive with air, water and most other substances, meaning it won't corrode or tarnish. Gold is also used in medicine. The radioactive gold isotope O198 can be injected directly into the site of a tumor, where its radiation can destroy tumor cells without much spillover to the rest of the body. In 2012, researchers reported in a journal Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences that they could link nanoparticles of O198 with a compound found in tea leaves to treat prostate cancer. The tea compound is attracted to the tumor cells, keeping the nanoparticles glued to the right spot for several weeks while the radiation treatment occurs. The method has yet to be tested on humans. In some cases, gold nanoparticles are the only way a drug can work. The anti-cancer drug TNF-alpha kills cancer very effectively. Unfortunately, it's also incredibly toxic to healthy cells. However, clinical trials now underway have found that linking TNF-alpha drugs to gold nanoparticles can successfully treat tumors, because the drugs hit their targets directly. There's just one problem with humanity's continued love affair with gold: getting it out of the ground. About 83% of the 2,700 tons of gold mined each year is extracted using a process called gold cyanidation, said Zichang Liu, a postdoctoral researcher in chemistry at Northwestern University in Illinois. This process uses cyanide to leach gold out of the rock that holds it. Unfortunately, cyanide is toxic, and the process is anything but environmentally friendly. There could be hope for lovers of gold baubles and electronic circuits and nanomedicine, however. In 2013, Liu and his colleagues reported in a journal Nature Communications that they'd stumbled upon a way to extract gold from ore with benign starch rather than toxic cyanide. While trying to fabricate a porous material, the researchers mixed a starch called alpha-cyclodextrin with gold salts, charged molecules of gold. To their surprise, the gold precipitated out of the solution rapidly. The team has patented the method, which easily extracts gold at more than 97% purity in one step. Other interesting facts about gold. 2/3 of the world's gold is mined in South Africa. 78% of the world's yearly supply of gold is used in jewelry. The rest goes to electronics and dental and medical uses. Astronaut helmets come equipped with a visor coated with a thin layer of gold. The gold blocks harmful ultraviolet rays from the sun. The world's largest gold crystal is the size of a golf ball and comes from Venezuela. The 7.7-ounce or 217.78 grams crystal is worth about $1.5 million. Earthquakes can create gold. A 2013 study in the journal Nature Geoscience found that during earthquakes, water in faults and fractures vaporizes, leaving gold behind. The first purely gold coins were manufactured in the Asian Minor Kingdom of Lydia in 560 BC. You can eat gold if you really want to. Gourmet shops sell edible gold leaf and flakes that add glitter to everything from pastries to vodka to olive oil. Don't fear for your stomach, the gold isn't digested and just passes right through. This concludes our video on facts about gold. Thank you for watching. Cheers!